Hello everyone! Wayne Reed is back to begin another amazing adventure with Lord Brocktree. So let's jump in. Book 1. The Days of Ungatt Trunn. Chapter 1. Loneliness was everywhere. Hopelessness and an air of foreboding had settled over the western shores, casting their pall over land, sea, and the mountain of Salamandastron. Yet no beast knew the cause of it. A pale moon of early spring cast its wan light down upon the face of the mighty depths, touching each wind-driven wave top with flecks of cold silver. Soughing breakers crashed endlessly upon the strand, weary after their journey from the corners of the earth. Above the tide lines, gales chased dry sand against the rocks, forcing each particle to sing part of the keen dirge that blended with the sounds of the dark ocean. In his chamber, overlooking the scene, Lord Stonepaw sat in his great chair, feeling as ancient as the mountain as he ruled. In one corner, his bed neatly made, unused now for a score of seasons. He was far too old. The ritual of lying down each night and rising each day had become painful for his bones. Drawing his cloak tight against the vagrant night chills, the once mighty Badger Lord squinted rhythmically out at sea, worrying constantly about his domain. Without bothering to knock, a venerable hare creaked his way into the chamber, leaning heavily upon a small sewing cart which he was pushing before him. Stonepaw's efforts to ignore him were to no avail. He fussed and hithered and tithered like a broody hen with one chick churning constantly as he went about his chores. No lit fire again, eh, my lord? Catch your death of cold one night. You mock my words. Sparks from the flint he was striking against the blade, coupled with wheezy blowing, soon had a flame of dry moss crackling against the pine twigs. That's better. What? Come on, get this supper down. Got to blink and well, eat to live, you know. Stonepaw shook his head at the sight of the food his servant was laying out of the small table at his side. Leave me alone, Fleetscut. I'll have it later. No, you won't, sire. You'll flippin' have it now. I ain't got the bother of lugging victuals from the kitchen to watch you let 'em go cold. Hot veggie soup and fresh bread. That'll do you a world of good, what? The ancient badger sighed with resignation. Oh, give your tongue a rest. I'll take the soup. Bread's no good to me, though. Too crusty. Hurts my gums. Fleetscut brokered no arguments. Drawing his dagger, he trimmed the crust from the still oven-warm loaf. No crust now, what? Dip it in your soup, my lord. The hare perched on the chair arm, helping himself to soup and bread, in the hope that it might encourage his master's appetite. Stonepaw snorted mirthlessly. Look at us. Me, Stonepaw, hardly able to hold a spoon with these same paws that used to lift heavy boulders, and you, Fleetscut, doddering around like a trolley. The hare nudged his old friend and cackled. Hehehe, maybe so, but I can still remember the days when I could leap 3 times as high as the trolley, eh? And run from dusk till dawn without stopping to draw breath. Wasn't a bally hare on the mountain could ever stay with my dust trail. Those were the seasons, what? You too, Stonepaw. I saw you lift boulders bigger than yourself when you were young. You could break spears and bend swords with your bare paws. Stonepaw gazed at his paws in question. That may have been my old messmate, but look at my paws now. Silver-furred, battered, scarred, so full of aches and pains they're no good for anything. Fleetscut hauled himself on the chair and went to lean at the long window overlooking the sea. So what's the blinking problem? Every beast grows old. Nothing can stop that. We've had a long and good life. You and me fought our battles, protected the western coasts against all comers, and never once backed off of any fight. There's been peace now for as long as any creature on the mountain can remember. What are you worrying about, sire? With a grunt, Stonepaw rose slowly from his chair and joined his companion at the window. He stared out at the dark waters as he replied, Peace has gone on too long. Something inside me says troubles such as these shores have never known is headed our way. I wished that I could live our days without having to take up arms again, Fleetscut. But deep down, I'm still cold it won't happen. Worst part of it is that I can't even guess what the future holds. Fleetscut looked strangely at the Badger Lord, then shuddered and went to warm himself by the fire. Sire, I know exactly how you feel. Matter of fact, I was thinking those very thoughts this afternoon. When old Bletch, the cook, said to me, Looks like evil's coming soon, she says. See for yourself. There ain't no sight or sound of a single bird anywhere on land or sea. Stonepaw stroked his long silver beard thoughtfully. Blench was right too, now that you come to mention it. Where do you suppose all those birds have gone? The skies are usually thick with gulls, cormorants, petrels, and shearwaters in late spring. Fleetscut shrugged expressively. Who knows what goes on in the minds of a seabird? Maybe they know things we don't. Stands to reason though, sire. Why should they hang about if they know something bad is due to come here? The badger smiled at his faithful old friend. Why indeed? They have no duty duty to protect this coast, and they can always build nests elsewhere. Leave me now. I'll talk to you on the morrow. There are things I must do. Fleececut had never questioned Badger Lord's authority, and was not about to do so now. Bobbing a stiff bow, he left the chamber, pushing his trolley. Lord Stonepaw made his way to the secret chamber where countless other Badger rulers of Salamandastrum had gone to dream mysterious dreams. It was a place that would have had the hairs on any creature's back stand stiff. Ranged around walls of the inner chamber were lines of little carvings, telling of the mountain's history. Guarding it in fearsome armor array stood the mummified bodies of past Badger warriors. Ruthrum the Gripper, Spear Lady Gorse, Bluestripe the Wild, Seta Ruler the Just, and many other legendary figures. From his own lantern, Stonepaw lit 3 others. Then, taking a paw full of herbs off the shelf, he sprinkled them into the lantern vents. As the sweet-smelling incense of smoke wreathed him, he sat upon a carved rock throne. Closing his eyes, he breathed in deeply and let his mind take flight. After a while, he began speaking. If the gates of dark forest lie open for me soon, if the shadow of evil darkens our western shores, who will serve in my stead? My hairs are scattered far and wide. Peacetime makes young warriors restless. They are gone questing afar for adventure. Only the old guard are left here with me on this mountain, dim of eye and feeble of limb, the seasons of their strength long flown. Lord Stonepaw's eyes began flickering, and the herbal smoke swirled around his great silver head as he sat up straight, his voice echoing around the rock-born cabin. Where is the strongest of the strong? Who can be so perilous that a force of fighting hares will rise and follow that creature? Is there a Badger roaming the earth, brave and mighty enough to become the next Lord of Salamandastrum? Outside on the strand, the gale increased. Waves crashed widespread in the tide line in their effort to conquer the land. Like a maddened beast, the ocean roared. Sand swept upward into the winding columns, driving spirally, crazily across the shore. Yet still, there were no sounds of birds or any other living thing to be heard. A foreboding of great evil lay over the land and sea, but no beast knew the cause of it yet. Always remember to like and subscribe for more amazing readings.